Oh, hey, didn't see you there.
Didn't see you there.
So, welcome to our government project. We are going to be running down the first 10 amendments to the Bill of Rights. We are going to be giving you a rundown of each amendment in a brief manner, and we're going to be giving you one Supreme Court case per amendment to help explain it and make it make sense.
The First Amendment, freedom of press, speech, religion, assembly, and petition, gives U.S. citizens a right to their own opinions. The Supreme Court case that we chose was Tinker v. Des Moines in 1969.
School officials cannot censor student speech unless it materially and substantially disrupts the educational process. Hey you, I'm a school official, and you can't protest.
What do you mean? This is my First Amendment right.
What? No.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna take you to the Supreme Court.
Amendment 2, right to bear arms. You can own and have weapons, but they need to have background checks and permits to do so, those are things that have been added on over time. Now, the Supreme Court case that we have chosen to help explain this amendment is DC v. Heller. In 2008, what we learned is that DC v. Heller, we reached a conclusion that shows that an individual has a guaranteed individual right to possess firearms independent of service in a state militia and to use firearms for traditionally lawful purposes, including self-defense within the home. No!
It's banned!
No!
It's banned!
No! It's in my Second Amendment right!
Oh.
I'm gonna take you to the Supreme Court so I can make sure I can keep this gun.
Oh. The Amendment 3, quartering of soldiers. No soldier can stay in someone's house during times of peace without the owner's consent. And there are no Supreme Court cases because this amendment is too old.
It's too old. There's nothing recently that has caused any conflict with it because everybody followed rules.
I haven't heard of any soldiers just like coming up to people's houses like during a town war. Like I haven't heard that yet. We haven't.
Yeah, it's too old.
Too old.
Nothing can happen.
It's too old.
Amendment 4. No unreasonable searches or seizures if a warrant has not been issued. Now, this is one of the many amendments that limit our law enforcement and limit what they can do to us. Now, the Supreme Court case that relates to this is Mapp v. Ohio in 1961. The High Court said evidence seized unlawfully without a search warrant could not be used in criminal prosecutions in state courts. That is the decision that they reached, and it has been carried out since then. I'm gonna come into your house.
Where's your warrant?
I'm coming into your house I'm coming into your house because I think you have drugs. You're hiding a person who has drugs. I literally know that you're doing it.
Where's your warrant?
I'm gonna find him. Hey, wait a minute. What is this pornography you have here? This is against the law
That does
in
not
Ohio.
belong to me. You didn't even have a warrant.
This is against the law in Ohio. We're sending her to jail.
I'm taking you to the Supreme Court, bucko.
What the frick, man?
Amendment 5, the rights of the accused, which is also the Miranda rights. No one can be held to answer questions about a crime in front of a jury, and no one can be tried for the same crime more than once. The Supreme Court case that we chose for this was Miranda v. Arizona.
The rule that an arrested individual is entitled to rights against self-incrimination. The Miranda warnings include the right to remain silent. Anything you can and say will be used against you, which is something that the police say to you whenever you're arrested, since 1966 when this was first done. They also say you have the right to an attorney, and if you can't afford one will be provided to you, which is also included in the Amanda rights because some people don't have enough money to get an attorney.
Hey, tell me what you did.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Tell me what you did.
Wait, okay, I did it. I'm fine, I did it.
You're going to the jail.
Hey, wait, I have the right to remain silent. Hey, wait, I'm gonna take you to the Supreme Court because I have the right to remain silent, and you didn't tell me. Amendment 6, right to fair trial. Everyone has a right to a speedy and public trial, and they should have an impartial jury confronted by a witness in front of them, and have witnesses on their side. Now, the Supreme Court case that relates to this one is Gideon v. Wainwright in 1963. It requires U.S. states to provide attorneys to criminal defendants who are unable to afford their own. I've been accused of this crime, but guys, I don't have enough money for an attorney. I was a crazed criminal. I still deserve the right to an attorney. It's in my constitutional rights, okay? I'm taking you all to the Supreme Court to defend me.
Amendment 7, trial by jury in civil cases. This means in suits of common law, no jury will be necessary to settle suits of $20 or less.
Exactly.
This Supreme Court case is Curtis v. Loewer,
1972.
1972. It gave the respondents the right to a jury trial. Where's my jury?
Amendment 8. Freedom of cruel and unusual punishments. The explanation is there will be no excessive jail or fines that can be imposed due to the severity of the crime, and there will be no cruel or unusual punishments, such as Chinese water torture. Supreme Court case, Atkins v. Virginia, 2002, the year after 9/11. It ruled that executing people with intellectual disabilities violates the 8th Amendment's ban on cruel and unusual punishments, which means you can't execute an autistic person. Neither Marlo or I have an intellectual disability, so we think that would be offensive.
Amendment 9, the rights retained by the people. Rights shall not be denied to any U.S. citizen. These include the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Griswold v. Connecticut was a landmark decision of the U.S. Supreme Court, where the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States protects the liberty of married couples to buy and use contraceptives without government restriction.
Hi, can we buy a contraceptive?
No, you cannot buy a contraceptive.
What? But it's our happiness.
We're taking you to the Supreme Court.
That violates our Ninth
Butthead.
Amendment right to life, liberty, and happiness.
Amendment 10.
Power to the states. Powers not stated by the Constitution are measured to the states or to the people. You know what that means?
If there's nothing in the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution that says something, that it's up to the states.
Yep.
It's up to you.
The state.
It's up to you, Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it. I believe in you.
You, Idaho, you make the decision.
This one is specifically targeted to Idaho.
Here's the Supreme Court case to help give an example for that. Gibbons v. Ogden in 1824.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It forbade states from enacting any legislation that would interfere with Congress's right to regulate commerce among the separate states, which means Congress cannot control what the states do and don't allow, because it is a part of the system of checks and balances to help make it so that one part, such as the Congress, does not become more powerful than the rest.
And that was the Bill of Rights.
Yep. Learning about your own rights as a U.S. citizen is very important for our futures as adults.
Gathering information about our past examples of these amendments being put into play also helped create context for each and individual right to help us understand the amendment as an active issue for this country.
Being well informed as an adult is a very cardinal lesson and could help you when you are in any tough situations. Remember to keep your constitutionally granted rights in your thoughts and stay safe.
It's a no for me.
Would you ever want to hang out socially?